Muses of Mythology is a spoiler-heavy podcast.
That's an understatement.
We're going to discuss not just the events of this book, but the Riordanverse as a whole, and really anything that we feel is relevant. You can find full spoiler warnings in the show notes. I don't know how much of this is going to make it into the main episode. We've been talking about not episode-related stuff.
It's been a little rambly.
It depends on how long the episode walks in it. Welcome to Muses of Mythology, a podcast where we explore how ancient myths have become part of modern pop culture through the lens of Rick Riordan's The Kane Chronicles. This is story 123, Apophis. I'm your co-host and podcasting muse, Darien Smartt. Joining me is my co-host and brother, DJ.
How's everybody doing today? I'm DJ the Muse, and I've been playing a lot of things. I've been trying to go through my 1,400 game library of all the slop I got on Humble Bundle. It's actual, just the fucking, you think shovelware on the Wii was bad. Shovelware on the computer is fucking,
damn,
is ridiculous.
So speaking of Humble Bundle, shout out to Crystal Con Man, who in the Standby Line Discord dropped a link to Humble Bundle offering a deal for almost all, not all, but all of the Discworld books for
they do that sometimes.
$16.
They do that sometimes. And was it like PDFs and stuff?
It was through another app for ebooks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that's a real good deal.
Oh, dude.
But
it's ridiculous.
I'm not going to read a money book. I will buy the physical books. I gesture up to my shelf that has all of my Discworld books. I like to buy them used at secondhand stores when I find them because it's a fun little game.
Yep.
Or I listen to them on audiobook. And so I was like, damn, if they were audiobook, I would have bought it immediately
100%.
because it would have had no choice. So I understand, DJ. I finally understand the Humble Bundle thing.
Yeah, they have
that
books.
Was deeply tempting.
Sometimes they'd even have like physical books you can buy. They'll send you, and it'll be in like in a whole bundle, and it'll still be like $40 for like
that's crazy.
$300 or $400 worth of shit.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, maybe she keeps an eye on Humble Bundle. No, I don't. We gotta get out of here. We're going to the garden. All right, DJ.
Yep.
We are here. We are at our very last deity episode of the Egyptian mythology season.
Mm-hmm. There are definitely more Egyptian deities that we have not gotten to. But
just one. There's not really a lot left to do a wrap-up episode. That guy wasn't in the books, CJ.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't let me get to it.
You said we haven't got to, and I interpret that to mean as in things we should have discussed.
I mean broadly.
Oh, no, of course.
Broadly
have we not talked about all the Egyptian gods that spanned over this 5,000-year civilization?
I just feel like with Norse it was different, but Norse also had way less.
We have
like
often...
Rick managed to touch down on almost everything Norse had to offer in his book.
Yeah.
I'm just addressing those people out there who'd be like, but you haven't gotten to all of Egypt. That's not how we do
things.
Our
listeners know our vibe. They know the framing device. There's a reason we aren't just a mythology podcast, nor are we just like a Riordanverse podcast.
Yeah.
We are this cross-section of both because it provides, we haven't talked about this in like almost 6 years now, because I really like the framing device of it. We get to explore this book series that you and I share and love together, and also helps me in plotting episodes as a guideline of like what we're going to talk about next. If we just did a general mythology episode, I don't know. God, it's too big. I don't do well in sandbox games. Here's the thing. If you drop me in just an empty world and say do whatever you want.
I'm not the biggest fan of like the survival craft games.
Yeah, no, not for me. When Kelsey came on and talked to us about
Valheim.
Thank you. I was literally trying to remember that all week. I couldn't remember it for some reason. It sounds super fun, but also a game I would like. Minecraft, no thank you.
There are very few open like sandbox style games that I've sunk my teeth into, but that's because they have like some level of progression inserted into the game. That's more than just, I don't know, go find shit. Right? Yeah. Like Terraria is the game that it was like the single sandbox shit that I put a ton of time into. And it's got like, you get dropped off with nothing. And yet it starts off as, go find shit. But there's also bosses to kill, right? And they drop stuff that you can use to kill more bosses or more enemies. And like there's a type of grind progression that I'm a big fan of.
See, and I really like Animal Crossing, which I know isn't like super sandboxy.
No, it's sandbox.
But
Like,
that
there's
one
nothing
also
to
like
do.
gives you guidelines. Also, it's like, oh, I can pick fruit or grow flowers or like these things. It's like
They have
got
the
that.
museum. The museum's a big
like
progression
there.
thing.
That's actually why I got Animal Crossing during pandemic. When I found out there could be a museum, I was like, I need that game. Also, it was pandemic.
Everybody
couldn't go
had
outside.
Animal Crossing.
I just
during-
wanted to play with
Listen,
my friend.
Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal dropped on the same day.
Oh, is that why Isabella and
Yes.
Doom Guy get shipped together?
Yeah, that's why you often see them together in like different like friend motifs or shipping.
I
Stuff
love
like that.
that. That's so cute. Anyway,
Yeah.
we should probably talk about the episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I've had 2 alcohol drinks, and I
Ye-
usually don't drink before we record. I thought DJ worked tonight.
No,
Me
I worked in the morning.
Ah, he was actually out getting his birthday present because it's DJ's
No,
birthday this week.
I got that this morning. It's been in my car all day.
Oh God, I don't even know what your life is. Okay, so Apophis, DJ, what do
I
you
just
remember?
woke up early and I'm like, I got all dressed up for work and I'm like, I really don't want to get on my computer and sit there for 30 minutes. So I guess I'll just drive. And then I thought, I'm like, I can go pick up the computer chair.
Yeah, DJ got a
just go
nice
do that.
computer chair and the first thing I did was shake it around and be like, does it make sound? When we record remotely, is it going to make sound? Good news, y'all,
Nope,
it
it's great.
doesn't. Okay, DJ, what
Yep.
do you remember about the King Chronicle? Wait,
About Apophis from the King Chronicles.
nailed it.
Well, he was the Thanos of it all.
Yes.
He is the embodiment of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want him to rise. Was banished to the Duat by Ra for a while to fight Bastet over and over again. It seems like in actual mythology, Bastet ends up killing Apophis.
We'll get to that.
Okay. And he starts to come back, but they stop it. I don't know.
I'm going to stop it. Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah, he's our big bad. He's our Kronos. He's our, well, I would also say Loki, except Loki is like active participant in the Magnus Chase books.
Yeah.
Where like Kronos and Apophis are like, I'm the puppet master pulling the strings in the background, but they're like not a character who's
No.
doing shit.
It's Loki. He's
We
a
meet
puppet
Loki.
master, but he's also there. He's the puppet, the master. The strings,
yeah.
the instruments the puppet uses, the instrument the puppet master made to make the puppet.
Outfits, the
He's-
paints.
He's just kind of doing it all.
He can listen, get you someone who can do it all.
Maybe not Loki though. He
But
seems
maybe
kind of
not Loki.
abusive.
Don't do that. So in my notes, I have under like King Chronicles lore, big fuck off snake.
Yeah.
So yeah. And as you said, when Ra ascends to the heavens, he seals Apophis and Bast into the Duat, locked in an eons long battle that Bast is destined to ultimately lose,
Mhm.
which is why the Cain parents went and freed her from the Cleopatra's needle, which is where she was trapped. So that's such a great point, DJ. That's
I made
such a
a
great
face.
point.
I made a face because was it trapped in the needle?
So
Or is it simply the needle managed to pierce to the point where it was trapped because it's such like a focal point of Egyptian power?
see, that's such a good point, and I haven't considered that until I said it just now, and you made that face, and I had that thought. I was like, "Yeah, you're right," because like,
that's. I think in the text it definitely reads more as she's trapped in the needle.
yeah, like
I
this
think
is-
that's how it's
this
supposed
is
to be
like
read in the
us-
text.
They're in the Duat, but like it's Cleopatra's needle, which, as we talked about, is not like of the era of Cleopatra. It's just something that like the West was like, ooh.
Ooh, Egyptian name and thing.
Yep. We talked about this was like a new kingdom period from the reign of Tutmos III and Ramses II.
Mhm.
And their Cleopatra's needles are just 2 obelisks. So they would have been created in the New Kingdom, which is like the later part of the Egyptian civilization.
But not during a Cleopatra.
Not during Cleopatra, who was the last pharaoh who's during like the Ptolemaic era. I want to say the P so badly. You don't even know.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. The interesting thing is that, like, okay, Ra has been gone. Basically, Ra never ruled when Egypt was a kingdom. No,
God, I have no clue.
that's what's so hard. Is there because we also
no
have
idea.
Hathor and Sekhmet and going after the humans when they start to defy Ra, and after that, Ra ascends to the heavens, and the Osiris takes over, and that's how we get it. So it's like so just focusing in on the lore of what Rick Riordan wrote for the King Chronicles, if Apophis and Bast were sealed in Cleopatra's Needle, this artifact didn't exist until the New Kingdom.
But they also would have been sealed before the gods themselves were sealed away.
Yes. And that timeline doesn't match up, because if Bast was supposed to be around during the Egyptian kingdoms because she and Bess hung out.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been sealed before Ra ascended and Osiris took over and Set kills Osiris. Like, this is, and here's the thing. I'm fine with the lore being wacky. It's just Rick Riordan invents this like one piece that there has to be like
he does too many throwaways.
Too many throwaways.
He does too many things where he's just like, I just wrote it down.
Yeah, it's like, when did the seal happen? Because
I don't know. It's just
if
Ra sealed Bast away, and then like that's it's an important detail. Don't get me wrong,
but it's the last thing he did before he ascended, which means Bast was sealed away before Osiris became pharaoh. Yeah. Except, no, the fuck, she definitely wasn't. She also talks about being in Manhattan. Which, when were you in Manhattan?
No idea, dude.
And Best was never sealed away. And then it also suggests that Osiris, Set, Isis, Nephthys, and Horus were all sealed in the fucking Rosetta Stone, which was a Ptolemaic era artifact. Which that lines up actually more, because if the magicians were the ones that sealed these gods away when they decided we're done with you, those were the artifacts, because Iskardan says he chose to do that after the fall of the kingdom and the death of Cleopatra.
Yeah.
So that timing actually lines up totally fine. But if it was... Or, hold on, did Ra just send Bast to battle Apophis in the Duat, and then the magicians later on sealed them away permanently?
Probably that.
That's not explicitly said. Or maybe it is. I was really wrong during the Neckbet episode, so what do I know?
Listen, we could have a whole dissertation on how Rick could have done this shit better.
Listen.
Okay,
Listen.
We're not here to get into that.
The other thing is...
kind of here to get into that.
That's what the whole season's been about, kind of.
Yeah.
Apophis also takes the form of, like, a massive cobra. Because if you want a really aesthetic snake,
it's a fucking cobra. A cobra is going to be the most snake-ass snake you'll be able to get. There's a reason why.
We all saw Aladdin.
Cobra Commando. Okay? There's a reason why Cobra Kai never die. It's the fucking cobra.
It's got the frill.
Yeah.
Jafar is the big-ass snake. Yeah. People. Okay.
It's a snake motif. It's going to be hitting the cobra hood.
It's going to be the cobra hood. Okay. So, DJ.
Or hella big fangs for like a viper.
So, Apophis is the Greek name for the Egyptian deity that was called...
Apet.
Yep. Another example... I was about to say another example of Rick Riordan using a Greek source to...
But like everybody...
But also, as we discussed earlier in the season, most of the names we use for the gods are their Greek names.
Yeah, are the Egyptian or Greek names.
Yeah, it's either because the Egyptian names aren't known or we don't know how to pronounce them.
Yeah, because it's
There's
like...
no vowels.
There's no vowels, and it's probably some shit like MNR, like... Brother.
Yeah. So in the
TGQ, and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Yeah. In the Bast episode, I made a conscious point where, like, I'm going to call her Bastet, because that is literally what the deity is called by scholars. And then when I refer to Rick Riordan's character, I'll call her Bast.
Yeah.
Apophis seems like ones that go either way, and it's like not quite this weird divide. Like most of my research, this figure was referred to as Apophis, so I'm also just
here's the
Apophis.
thing, way cooler fucking name.
Better name.
Way cooler name.
Slicker.
Apet's, I'm sure, was menacing during the time of the Old Kingdom. But Apophis is just such a good name for a big evil thing.
Funny you say the Old Kingdom, DJ, but we'll circle back to that.
Let's go.
All right, so iconography. It's a big, long snake.
Yep.
And usually this snake is depicted in like overlapping coils, often like figure S's, to demonstrate how long the snake is without it like taking up so much space. It just like overlaps and you can tell, wow, that's a long ass snake.
I thought I saw some sunlight, but no, it's still his fucking body.
It's just more snake.
It's just way more snake.
So Apophis isn't the only serpent deity Obviously, Egypt was a desert. There are snakes. There are other snake gods. But it's pretty easy to determine if you are looking at some hieroglyphs or some runes and temples to determine if the serpent you're seeing is supposed to be Apophis. Because images of Apophis are usually, quote, restrained, dismembered, or in the process of being destroyed, often by multiple knives. And that quote becomes from The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt by Richard H. Wilkinson. Are you looking up Apophis?
No.
What are you doing?
I was looking at Humble Bundle books.
Put your fucking phone away!
But you're right, I should look at Apophis.
I can also show you pictures of Apophis. I have the book. Put your fucking phone away. We are doing podcast time.
Oh, there's a meteor called 99942
Put your fucking phone away! You're spoiling the episode! Okay, so one common image, like that found in the tomb of Enkinnurka, shows Apophis being beheaded by a figure that is described as the Cat of Ra. Which is usually the hieroglyphics next to the description describe this creature as being Ra or Hathor in feline form. DJ, I will show you an example of this image because it's pretty fucking rad. You have a cat just with a knife.
Just a knife?
Just a knife!
That's great.
Just cutting the head off.
Just sawing at that thing, too. That's not a swift cut. That is a painful
it's rough.
Death for Apophis.
It's rough. This is something Rick Riordan plays with, where we make the big reveal that it wasn't Sekhmet who was the feline that was fighting Apophis, and it was Bast, and we see this image. And I find it interesting. It's like, I think that's cool that Rick Riordan plays with that, but it does seem that like this... The feline in these depictions is often cited as being Ra or Hathor herself. Not Bast.
Yeah, it's just straight up.
Sure, whatever, man.
Like everyone's pretty certain that it's Ra or Hathor.
Yeah. Rick made choices.
He's allowed.
Yeah. And this is very specific. This is one more thing I wanted to note regarding like visual depictions of Apophis. Not depicted as a cobra.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Yep.
Just a snake.
Just a snake, possibly to make sure he's visually distinct from Wadjet, who is the cobra goddess and divine patron of Lower Egypt. So
makes sense. I
was looking at a lot of different images of Apophis, and I noticed none of these images are a cobra.
You hate to see it.
And then I was like, wait, were there cobras? Yeah, like Wadjet. There are lots of cobra deities in Egypt. Apophis specifically was not
just
one of them.
Not a cobra.
Probably because a cobra actually represented like
something
order
else
and
important
of Lower Egypt.
Yeah,
so like sure, Rick, whatever, man.
Well, to be fair, as you just said, if you're gonna do a snake, you might as well let it be a cobra.
But I think in this case, maybe don't. When the cobra has very specific like iconographic symbolic meaning to the culture you are playing in. Anyway, Apophis is not attested in the pyramid text.
Oh.
Because DJ, I noted earlier you referenced the Old Kingdom.
Yep.
Archaeologists have not found any record of Apophis older than the Middle Kingdom.
Oh, interesting.
The serpent deity, which is he is the embodiment of chaos and disorder, likely came into the belief system as a reflection of, quote, the uncertain and fearful times which followed the Pyramid Age. A quote from Richard H. Wilkinson again. And what he means there is the time after the Old Kingdom. That was the Pyramid Age. Like they didn't build pyramids in the New Kingdom or the Middle Kingdom because it's a really fucking bad architecture. It's not a good way to build
visually
things.
stunning,
yeah,
but
also temples.
It's the most basic way of
the
building
Valley
things.
of the Kings.
I will take a pile of sand and just start dribbling, and it'll make a pyramid.
That'll make a pyramid. That's why
it just happens. That's why they did it.
That's why they did it. All right, it's fine. I'm not saying.
It's the best way to build something tall. Sure, fat base, small head. That's the best way to build something tall.
If you have limited architecture resources, right?
Yeah.
If you're learning how to do it.
If you cannot put big counterweights in the ground and drill big old metal poles into those guys to hold on to everything, and then make sure that the whole building itself is not going to blow over with a stiff wind.
Yeah. So, DJ, you may recall way back at the beginning of this season, we talked about like timeline of ancient Egypt. So after the Old Kingdom, Do you know what came next in how we define like these periods of Egypt?
The Pyramid Age.
Nope, the Old Kingdom was the Pyramid Age.
Oh, well, no, I have no idea. I don't remember.
So what this period immediately after the Old Kingdom
The
is
first Dark Ages.
the first intermediate period,
Yeah.
DJ. Yeah. That is kind of what you would describe as a dark age, like similar to like the European Dark Age. It was a collapse of centralized kingship, which led to like individual gnomes gaining power and then conflict between these gnomes, as well as a famine resulting from a lack of Nile flooding due to a drier climate of just like the time.
You hate to see it.
And
sad.
So as you may describe, like that was a pretty chaotic and uncertain time. And that's probably where this idea of Apophis as the embodiment of chaos being like something perhaps to blame, something opposed to Ra and Mot and the gods of order comes about. Because again, we don't see it in the Old Kingdom where we're finding most of these early stories and references. We start to see him in the New Kingdom, or the Middle Kingdom, excuse me, because it's in the New Kingdom where we get most of our mythic understanding of Apophis. Like these stories come from New Kingdom texts. In these texts, Apophis has a couple different origins. Some sources will say he was born after Ra from the god's own umbilical cord. Some describe him as coming from the saliva of the goddess Neith. But the most common tales describe Apophis as existing from the beginning of time, rising from the waters of chaos.
Oh.
Right? Just this idea of the chaos and uncertainty and the untamed unknown of pre-existence.
Yeah.
Right? And with that, Rick Riordan didn't take a lot of liberties with the story of Ra and Apophis, like their conflict specifically. In these texts, it describes like when the solar deity descends into the underworld on the solar bark, Ra and his divine companions battle against Apophis, who is seeking to, like the serpent, who is seeking to stop the sun god from getting to the dawn, right? Apophis tries to swallow the sun and prevent the dawn from returning.
Yes.
There's a story found in the coffin text from the Middle Kingdom that describes Apophis successfully hypnotizing Ra and his crew, except for Set, who then is able to save everybody by fending off the snake with a giant spear.
Is that where we get snakes with mind control? Is that from Egyptian mythology?
Oh shit, maybe, probably.
Does that solely come from this? Do other mythos have mind control snakes?
Is it coming from Egyptian mythology, or does is this story influenced by like a cultural belief of snakes having hypnotic powers?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I didn't even clock that. I would have dug into it more, DJ. That's such a great question. If anybody else knows this thing or wants to like spend an hour or so hyperfixating to find the answer, like,
because like, why the fuck can Ka do that?
That's crazy.
Why can that just twinky little snake from Robin Hood, why can he do that?
His can do that, yeah. Jafar's staff specifically is hypnotic. Yeah. And that's just like a thing. It's like, yeah, snakes and hypnotism. I don't know.
You can hypnotize snakes by playing a certain jig. I
don't know. Well, crazy. No, that's a good point, DJ. I don't know. But yeah, so Set successfully fends off Apophis in this one. A later text from the New Kingdom, it's a funerary text called the Book of Gates, describes the efforts of various deities in defeating Apophis, like the real team effort. These include Isis, Neith, and Serket, who capture Apophis, and then Geb and the sons of Horus, who restrain the serpent and then cut him into pieces. And then he just kind of regenerates, and we do it all over the next night.
Come on.
Because this concept of like regeneration isn't just reserved for like Ra and the sun and like kings.
Yeah.
Like apparently everything gets to take a crack at regenerating and being part of the cyclical nature of existence. Richard H. Wilkinson describes a text in which Apophis does succeed in swallowing Ra, only to expel the solar god shortly after.
It's too hot.
Yeah, it's so spicy. As a symbol or as a metaphor for rebirth or renewal. To give Rick Riordan credits, and this is just, I don't know if he did this on purpose, but maybe reflecting this particular story of Apophis successfully swallowing Ra, but ultimately like disgorging him later, that happens in the story.
Yeah.
In the final Serpent Shadow. Red Pyramid, Throne of Fire, Serpent Shadow. Yeah, in Serpent Shadow. Apophis succeeds in swallowing Ra. And then Sadie and Carter do some magic and he's expelled later. But like, that could be an intentional choice to reflect this narrative. And I felt like I've been very extra critical of Rick Riordan this season. So I'm going to choose to take this episode. I'm going to give him this one. Okay. Hey, DJ.
What's up?
Would you be shocked to hear that there weren't any cults to Apophis during the ancient Egyptian kingdom?
No, not at all.
Because why the fuck?
Yeah.
Here's a question
It's like every time I'm reading like these webtoons that are just like standard stuff, and then you get like cult of like evil shit, like they are just like actually doing evil shit, like cult to demons, and the demons are demons and they're just working with the demons to annihilate all humans, and you're like, why are you doing this?
That's actually a question I was gonna have. Is an entity a god if they're not worshipped? Where's the line between god and demon?
It depends on
like, why don't we call Apophis a demon? Because Egypt had concept of entities that were not gods but were other mythical supernatural beings.
It could be like I think of like respect and like what Apophis is supposed to represent.
Oh,
and like I mean,
a personification. Yeah, of the concept?
I think you don't have to be worshipped to be a god.
Okay, interesting.
In like most contexts, like at the very least, I mean, it's not like I'm sure there are other things that another mythos that like things are considered gods, but they're not worshipped.
I guess
Greek might be special. I don't know.
I mean, and I could be coming from this from like our Christian upbringing, where God equals worship.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
I think that's where it's coming from.
Possibly. But like, there are often cults or prayers or practices to these entities. Like, Taret we talked about this, she didn't seem to have a lot of cults, but she had a lot of like household worship and things like that. And so the question is like, if there was no prayers to Apophis, there was no calling upon Apophis to aid or do things, like even Bobby, who was like pretty fucking intense. And so I guess I wonder, and this is a question I can't answer. Like I tugged on that thread a little bit, but I couldn't find a trail to dig deep enough to find any solid answers.
That's why we call Apophis a god and not just a demon.
Yeah, or like, where's the line?
It could be some sort of like respect or authority over like a certain realm of things that makes you a god over a demon.
Yeah, I can see like if like being a personification of a concept seems pretty good. Yeah. But then it's like
kind of gives you like authority over that concept, right?
Yeah, but then we have like demons who are like the demon of sloth, the demon of lust. And it's like, are they not personifications of this concept? Like, where's the line? Although that gets into like, I think, Christian belief system, which will cast anything that's not God as demon. We took a lot of there are a lot listen.
Darien took a lot of this.
No. There's a lot of saints that were like pagan gods before Christianity rolled up, and it's like, if you want to keep worshiping him, they're a saint now.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Just so we
I thought you were about to go like, we took a lot of Christian things growing up. I'm like, no, Darien did.
Oh, you're right.
You went to Christian elementary school until like what, 4th, 5th grade?
Third grade.
Halfway
through 3rd grade. I also literally did confirmation. Yeah. Joan of Arc is my patron saint.
There you go.
Because I wanted a lady saint who didn't, whose whole thing wasn't just getting killed because she refused to have sex with a man because she was saving herself for God.
Outstanding.
Which, all respect for folks who choose that kind of life. It just felt like kind of annoying. That was the only thing that Christianity was telling me that women were valued for, unless you were Joan of Arc. And that's not true. There are other lady saints that did things, but that was just a reoccurring motif. Anyway, I'm talking about Apophis. That's definitely going to get cut. Okay. So, in addition to threatening Ra every night, it was also believed that Apophis was responsible to threats to the Mott in the mortal world, including storms and earthquakes.
Outstanding.
Epithets for Apophis include enemy of Ra, serpent of the Nile, great serpent, evil lizard, and the lord of chaos. By the late period, it was common for daily temple duties to include rituals for protecting Egypt from Apophis. Which makes sense because the late period was another time after the Egyptian fall of the New Kingdom, and we have another time of like lack of centralized leadership, a lot of like disarray, disorder. It makes sense for religious rites to include a more active role in trying to push back against this force that embodies chaos.
Yeah.
The Books of Overthrowing Apep is one such late period text that served as a guide for Egyptian priests to battle the serpent deity. The step-by-step process included spitting upon Apophis, defiling Apophis with the left foot, taking a lance to smite Apophis, fettering Apophis, taking a knife to smite Apophis, putting fire upon Apophis.
And such as the like.
Yep.
Violent acts upon Apophis.
And so when I read about this, I decided I'm going to give Rick Riordan like one more piece of credit, one more point, because I would like to think that this idea of these priests, these magicians, actively playing a role in pushing back the threat of Apophis to be symbolic or like perhaps like, so, okay. The gods aren't able to beat Apophis. Even though all the gods are there, even though Ra is there, even though everyone's super powered up, and there's no reason why these gods who have battled and defeated Apophis over and over again
shouldn't be able
suddenly
to do it now.
can't do it now. And so it takes Katie and
Sartor and Katie.
So it takes Sadie and Carter doing the magician thing to actually help defeat Apophis. And so I'm going to interpret this plot beat because of course our mortal characters have to save the day. It's a middle grade book. Like I know why it's like that, but I'm going to interpret that as Rick Riordan's
It was better
way...
explained in Heroes.
Rick Riordan's way of reflecting the rituals these Egyptian priests would perform to aid their gods in the battle against the serpent of chaos. Like actually finding a really tangible tradition.
Nice in between the lines.
Yeah, right?
Love to see it.
And again, I'm giving him credit. So that is Apophis. Again, wasn't worshipped, not a lot. Don't want to talk about the evil snake guy very much.
It's like we don't want to invite chaos into our lives.
DJ, would you like to tell us about Apep from Smite?
So, what do you think he is in Smite?
Oh, you've never asked me this before. Oh my God, how the turns have tabled. Okay, well, if you're going to ask me this question, then it can't be what I expect it is. Is he a big, scary guy?
So, he is, yes, I'll give you that much. He's a big, scary snake.
Okay.
He is
so
still
he is
Apophis.
Okay, I really wasn't sure he was going to be a snake. When you asked me, you've never asked me. You always just launch into the lore description. Okay, so he's a big, scary snake. He doesn't have arms?
Nope.
Because for a second, I was picturing Jormungandr, but from that one episode of DuckTales 2015.
Yeah,
2017.
No.
Okay, so tell me more.
So you can't play as him.
What the fuck?
No.
Holy shit.
He's a jungle boss.
What does that mean?
It means jungle boss is like there's on the map you got main lanes and then the stuff that's happening in between, that's the jungle.
Okay.
And then bosses are like big figures. In normal conquest, you have the fire giant that gives your whole team like a damage buff, and when you're around minions they get a buff. And then you got the gold fury, which gives your whole team like 100 and some odd gold.
Okay.
And that's for conquest. That's it. There's another game mode. It was called Clash. Now it's called Slash.
Why?
I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you.
But it's a secret. And I haven't put enough time into the Smite game to learn.
I couldn't tell you why they because they got rid of Clash and another game mode called Siege. Clash was Egyptian themed, and it's where Apophis was originally. And he was there after like 10 minutes, he'd show up, and you could, because it was a smaller map, a lot of team fights would happen. It was a pretty good time. And then the other game mode, Siege, was more Mayan themed. Had like that, Central America jungle motif.
That's cool.
With like the cool stone ziggurats and shit like that. Really dope. And they got rid of both of those game modes because they weren't super popular by themselves. So they kind of combined them into Slash.
Siege, Clash, Slash.
Yeah. And so now the map...
So you could tell me. That's the answer.
Well, yeah. It was long-winded. Anyway. The map itself is actually sick because it is like, it's a clash of like Mayan and Egyptian. They're trying to overtake each other on the map. Neat. Really cool. Apophis just shows up. He's a jungle boss. He looks really cool. And when he shows up, the announcer's like, Apophis has arrived.
Apophis or Apep?
Apophis.
Oh.
It says Apophis in game, but in the lore, it says a pep. I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why it does that. Oh, he looks scary as hell.
Yeah,
I
he's
hate
cool.
him.
He's
I
great.
hate his mouth. That's a cobra.
Yeah, it's a sweet cobra. But yeah, I'd love to get a Jormungandr skin of him. That'd be sweet.
You're not going to read us the lore?
There is no lore.
But you said he was referred to as Apep in the lore.
In other people's lore. Every time I've said Apophis in like anything I've read so far, it said Apep.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. Wait,
so if you've ever noticed me tripping up on the word Apophis in that's because I'm actively swapping Apep from me just like passively reading to Apophis with my word, but it's just like it's a trip up there and then I continue on.
Well, DJ, this actually suggests that the being you fight in the slash thing is not the same one as Apophis or as Apep that the gods are being referred to in the lore. Because if the same,
no, it's because I mean they use a Greek word that would also imply that Isis was different from a Set when it's not.
Okay, but that's different. You know that's different, right? You understand that there's a real world like external reason. There's a meta narrative going on there. But this, I feel like you could argue that mayhaps.
I think it was because it was like old. Because the most recent ones that have had Apep involved in it have been the older ones that we've done that didn't have Apophis at the time.
Fine, whatever. Fine.
But yeah, it's really fun because it gets announced and then he like, I say crashes down, but like a big explosion happens in his little arena. And if you're standing there, you get like a quarter of your health chunked away from you.
I can imagine.
And then he's just there. He's a fun fight.
He's pretty, I mean, I hate him, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like very scary, very good design.
He's cool. Big fan. And then he just gives you like
look at the blim.
A similar buff to like Fire Giant, either amped up. I think it's an amped up buff. I think it also gives you like cooldowns on top of it or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, DJ. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to talk about Stargate.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is that the meteor I brought up earlier?
No. I'm talking about the TV show Stargate SG-1.
Well, yeah, but like, does it involve the meteor?
No, it doesn't. Okay. No, I'm just talking about Stargate, a show I watched 5 seasons of.
And you remember nothing.
And I remember, here's the thing, it was the heart of the pandemic. We were binge watching
It's just the heart of the pandemic. Who gives a fuck?
And I was told we were watching this so we could get to Stargate Atlantis, which was the better one. We never fucking got to Stargate.
You should have just started on Stargate Atlantis.
You couldn't. You had to get the lore. Stargate Atlantis didn't bother to explain any of the fucking world building because it was a spin-off of Stargate SGU. SG-1. SGU is a different thing. Stargate! Okay, DJ.
Wait, but I mean, I don't know. That feels like it's kind of like watching 12th Doctor without having watched 11 and saying, well, I guess I don't know, but is it really that hard tied in to the lore? Like, could you really not have fucking understood anything?
According to my friend at the time, Casey, yes.
Ridiculous.
Also, I do think we were just rewatching Stargate because it's the heart of the pandemic. What else the fuck were we supposed to do?
Watch Stargate Atlantis because I think Casey likes Stargate.
I also think Casey just likes Stargate, so we watched Stargate. I think he just
forced you guys to watch fucking Stargate.
Okay, I'm not going to act like I didn't enjoy my time with Stargate. This is what's so baffling is that I enjoyed my time with Stargate. I'm not going to stand here and act like I didn't like it, and that's what makes the fact that I can't remember a thing about it
having to go
so
through
real.
Fucking. I assume there's more than 5 seasons if you guys didn't finish it.
Well, there's 10 seasons.
Stargate, having to go through 10 seasons just to get to the good stuff.
No. Stargate Atlantis started in like season 6, right?
Having
it was
to go
a spin-off
through
episode,
6 seasons,
and then they were airing like at the same time.
Yeah, I guess obviously I'm not a consumer of this product, but it's hard for me to imagine.
Tell you about Apophis.
It's hard for me to imagine. Like, I don't know. It feels like if I was trying to get my buddies to watch Steven Universe Future over just check out Steven Universe.
No, that's exactly it. It'd be like, hey, watch Steven Universe Future and then just not watch any of Steven Universe.
But is it like that?
I don't know, DJ. I never got to Atlantis. I can't tell you if he was right. Listen, in terms of media, Casey was usually right about most things. So, like, I actually trust he was probably not leading me astray. I will just say I didn't finish Stargate.
I just want to get these motherfuckers to watch Stargate with me.
Yeah, I never, listen, it's just so funny because when I didn't finish Stargate 2, I never even got to watch Stargate Atlantis, which I was told was the better one.
Yeah.
And better in the sense that this is good, but this other one's great. Right? Not that this one was bad. Anyway, so Apophis is our big villain for the first half of the run of Stargate SG-1. Okay? Apophis is the villains of SG-1 are, and also the original Stargate movie from 1994, are called the Gould. And they're these alien creatures that are essentially parasites that possess their hosts, which are like human, like there are humans across it's like a Doctor Who thing where there are humans everywhere and you just don't worry about that too much.
Yeah.
So he's a Gold System Lord, brother of the Supreme System Lord Ra, who is actually the villain of the original Stargate movie from 1994. The idea being that these super powerful, technologically advanced aliens came to Earth, possessed humans, and it was the time of ancient Egypt, and so they just pretended to be the gods of this culture.
Okay.
And then they just kept doing that for thousands of years later.
Just that's where all the gods come from? I
think so. Or there were already their names, and the Egyptians got the idea of their gods from these entities. I actually now can't remember if the Egyptians had the gods and the Gould just pretended to be the gods, or if they rolled up and said, I'm Ra and I'm powerful, and the Egyptians were like, yeah, you're our gods. I don't remember that.
Hate to see it.
Now, he's a super bad guy. In, like, the first fucking episode, first two episodes, he kidnaps the wife and the brother-in-law of one of the main characters to be, like, hosts for his evil alien family. And the wife eventually dies. It's fucking brutal. This is some 1990s bullshit.
Anytime I think of this guy's a super bad guy. In the first episode, I think of Dio from JoJo's Adventure. It's like, this guy's a super bad guy. In the first episode, he murders JoJo's like childhood dog.
That's crazy.
Throws it into a fucking furnace.
That's awful. We gotta kill that guy.
Lets the groundskeeper turn on. Hard to kill him. He turned himself into a vampire.
It's been done multiple times. So Apophis eventually dies.
I think he's dead where they are now. I didn't keep up with it after part 2.
Yeah. And like halfway through, I think like season 5, and I couldn't be sure because the Stargate wiki doesn't list things as happening in seasons. It lists things as happening in years.
Ooh,
so the first entry is, in 1997, Apophis comes to Earth through the Stargate.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I thought it was like... I thought you, when you said years in terms of the show.
No.
Like the in-show year lore thing, right? Well, like Galactic Year fucking 39,
like not Star Trek. It's like, I mean, because it is in the show. It is 1997 when the show starts. It's 1994 in the original movie. So it says in like 2001, he crashes into his planet and dies. And I was like trying to compare it. And I'm like, I think that's season 5. It's like halfway through the run. But he was only in like a total of 20 something episodes. Mm-hmm. He was just a menacing presence who didn't show up often. And he had a stupid outfit. I hate the Gould. Yeah. He looks stupid. Just the fake snaky armor. It just looks goofy. The actor's fine. Also, the actor sometimes has like he's crazy wide eyes. And I'm just like, it's not the actor's fault. He's doing his best here. He's just goofy.
Yeah, this is not good.
No, it's not good. It's sci-fi from 1997.
It's fucking crazy.
Okay, DJ.
God, bro, looking like a Centaurian.
Yeah, yes.
Like, come on.
Yes, exactly what he looks like. Okay, I've got one more Apophis thing I wanted to tell you about. It's got to start with a story.
Okay.
On June 19th, 2004, Roy A. Tucker, David J. Tholen, and Frasbario Bernardi at the Kitt Peak National Observatory identified a near-Earth asteroid that would come to be called 99942 Apophis.
Outstanding.
Now, DJ already fucking spoiled this.
I did, but that's, I mean, you know.
Initial observations conducted that December indicated a probability of 2.7% that the asteroid would hit Earth on Friday, April the 13th, 2029. This would be a pretty big deal considering the fact that the object is larger than the Empire State Building.
I haven't seen that big, but once you it's coming at you at fucking millions of miles an hour, just smack right into you, it's gonna hurt.
Yes. The impact would have been greater than all of the atomic bombs that have ever been set off on planet Earth. For this reason, Apophis holds
it's at least 7.
At least 7. For this reason, Apophis holds the record of the highest rating on the Torino Impact Hazard Scale at level 4 out of 10 levels. Level 4 is a quote, is the indicator is a close encounter meriting attention by astronomers. Current calculations give a 1% or greater chance of collision capable of regional devastation. Most likely, new telescopic observations will lead to a reassignment to level 0. Attention by the public and by public officials is merited if the encounter is less than 10 years away. And with such additional observations, 2 years later, Apophis was lowered to level 0. The likelihood of collision is 0 or so low as to be effectively 0. Also applies to small objects such as meteors and bodies that burn up in the atmosphere, as well as infrequent meteorite falls that rarely cause damage. On February 21st, 2021, Apophis was removed from the Century Risk Table as an impact in the next 100 years is officially ruled out. It's still going to pass pretty close to Earth on Friday the 13th of April 2023, the closest it will have been in 1,000 years.
Nice.
And so it's the first time in human history that this kind of object will be able to be observed with the technology we have today.
It's obviously 2026.
No, it hasn't passed us yet.
Well, you said Friday the 13th, April 2023.
My bad. 2029.
Okay.
Did I say 2023?
You said
both
2023.
Times? Dang.
At the very least, the first time, and that or the most recent time, because that's when I clocked it.
2029. It hasn't passed us yet. We're just 3 years out.
Great.
It is expected to be visible with the naked eye on clear skies. But don't ask me where, because I could not find a single reliable source to answer that question. Like, I desperately wanted to be able to tell our listeners, because it's not going to be around for a super long time, right? It's going to be passed pretty close for like a day or two, and then it's going to be gone again, right? So it's not like everywhere in the entire, it's not like the fucking solar eclipse from Heroes, where everyone in the entire world all saw the same solar eclipse at the same time. Even though that's literally impossible.
Actually,
but that's what gave people superpowers, this impossible eclipse. And they just never acknowledge that this is actually impossible. As if to just, no, we never wanted to get into that. The show was not good, but I fucking loved it.
It's possible if a big enough object passes close to the sun.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't see it everywhere in the world.
That's a big fucking object.
Yeah, the moon.
No,
yeah.
I mean...
Oh, I understand.
I mean,
yeah, we'd have a different kind of fucking problem.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to tell you all listeners what part of the world you should go to in order to see Apophis. But I couldn't find an actual reliable source, like from fucking NASA or something that was like, where's this real... Like they talk about
NASA's
it.
under attack right now. So.
That's true. But like they're talking about like, here's what it is. Here's what, but like not where you can see it. So, but I'm sure in like end of 2028, early 2029, this is going to be like things they talk about all over the place of where you can see this massive asteroid that's going to pass by the Earth.
Yep.
Now, obviously, the name Apophis is a reference to
World Ender,
Chaos Bringer, things like that. There is theory rumor online that they named it specifically after the villain from Stargate, but the scientists who actually named and identified the object have denied this. And that is what I have for Apophis.
He's in Yu-Gi-Oh!
What?
Yeah, apparently there's a whole like deck set about getting this guy out.
Oh shit, Divine Serpent Apophis.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you can see other iterations of like different Apophises in this deck.
This first one you showed me is super cool.
Yeah, because that's the main focal point of the deck. Is to get this guy out as
Apophis
probably
the
as soon
Serpent.
as possible.
Embodiment of Apophis. That's cool.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. Love Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's always got fun shit going on.
It's just a blast.
I'm always happy to see Yu-Gi-Oh when it comes up. I'm always surprised.
I will not play that game. I have no idea how to play it.
Oh, no. Listen,
it's long gone.
I collect Lorcana cards, and I also don't want to know how to play that game. Why do you think I want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm not interested in playing trading card games.
I dropped Yu-Gi-Oh around Synchro and Xyz Summon. And that was too much for me. Pendulum, what the fuck does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Who gives a shit?
Listen, but I hope if you play it, you have fun. That's good for you. We're proud of you. I'm glad you have a hobby you enjoy.
You really hate to see when a card game becomes, does your card have the longest description of its effect? You're probably going to win this.
Yeah, that one's rough.
You hate to see it. Anyway.
And that's Apophis.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I apologize for this episode being... Actually, I shouldn't have to apologize.
No, it's me. I'm sorry that it's late. I came home Sunday when we could have recorded, and I really didn't want to. And then I worked.
And the reason is because DJ worked. He'd been up late and then he worked. Like, that's what it is. DJ has a new gig that is sabotaging the show.
Yeah, it's literally I work when Darren gets off work.
It's a whole thing. But listen, the episodes are still going to come out. The goal is for the next episode to come out.
Yep, it will.
But if it doesn't drop that day, it'll be out that week. We're still here. We're still making it happen. And that episode is going to be our long-awaited Could You Survive the Egyptian Underworld episode.
Woo!
I'm very excited for that one. I think it's going to be fun and weird. After that, we are going to do an episode on the Magicians and Demigods. 3 short stories where Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase meet Carter and Sadie Kane. And we'll do another episode after that talking about the mythology. This is actually where Wadjet is at. That's why I didn't put her in that Neckbet episode. I was going to, and then I was like, wait, she's actually shows up in this story. We should save her. So we're going to do that one. And that is going to be our transition pendulum back into talking about Greek and Roman stuff as we get into the Heroes of Olympus. Finally, we're back. It's crazy. How long have we been back?
I wonder how hard the recency bias is going to kick in and be like, fuck, dude. Heroes might be my favorite. It's not going to happen because Trials is actual peak, but
I'm excited to talk about Lost Hero with you, honestly, because like you love it. I haven't read it in many years. I
love Theo so much.
We're gonna get into it.
Not Theo,
Leo. But it'll be good. But that's the plan. And then, okay. We're not going to
immediately jumping into it. We're taking like 2 months.
There's going to be a hiatus. It depends. Darien's going to go out of the country for a hot second. Yeah. But we're going to take our typical between season hiatus as we do. Bonus episodes are going to come out on the main feed to give y'all stuff to do. Bonus episodes will still be over on the new bonus episodes will be on the Patreon for folks over there. Yep. Things are still going to be happening. But that's where we're at. So even though we've covered the last deity episode, there's still a handful of Egyptian episodes we're going to do that I've been really looking forward to this next one in particular. So thank you all so much for joining us. Fingers crossed, we'll be back in your ears on Tuesday, March the 3rd to see if DJ could survive the Egyptian underworld.
Spoiler alert, no.
But until then, don't be like Zeus.
Don't be like Zeus.
Muses of Mythology is created and hosted by Darien and DJ Smartt. It's edited by Darien Smartt. The show is produced by Darien and DJ Smartt, as well as
Tim O'Connor, The Crystal Conman, Nicholas Miller, Jeffrey Babbitt.
Our music is Athens Festival by Martin Hain.
And our cover is by Rand Kapoka. You can find them on Instagram or through the link in our show notes. Want more Muses of Mythology? Support the show on Patreon. Join the Patreon for free for access to outtakes and bloopers from our main feed episodes. Or for $5 a month, you can enjoy our Bunker 9 bonus episodes every other week. Get more at patreon.com/Muses of Mythology.
You can also support the show by leaving a review at lovethepodcast.com/Muses of Mythology. Or tell a friend why you love the show.
Don't forget to check out all of our episodes and episode transcripts at musesofmythology.com.
Thanks for listening.